Okay, I'm John Kilpatrick with Okolona Aikido, Louisville, Kentucky, USA. And in a few, after I show the pole thing, Richard Fowler will join me and we'll show how this applies to a person. And the basic movements that you do to do this reflex control, particularly the visual reflex control that we talk about, is getting that right is really critical. And people have a hard time getting it right. So this is I'm going to show you an exercise you can do at home, and then show an exercise you can do on the mat that really teaches your basic movement. Now, in Aikido, when you do this, you tend to have your feet lined up with your partner. So right now I'm treating the camera as a partner. My feet are lined up with the camera. In Kuda, when you do this, your feet are perpendicular to the line to the camera. So you're like this. Now, when you're practicing this at home, if you're like me, a vertical pole is the edge of a door. So you can open a door, the doorknob would be here in front of you, and you're standing at the edge of the door and you do this exercise on a door. You can also do it on a door frame or any other vertical pole that you can go around. So I'm standing here. When you move, you have to have your hands up. In Aikido and in Kuda both, normally they teach it with you starting with your hands down. That will not work for this. Your hands have to be up. Your hands have to go from your eye to your partner's eye, to the eye that's on the same side that you're going to. This is how this has to be done. And for it to be maximally effective, you lose effectiveness fast when you vary from this. And then the hand has to move first. So I'm here, and this is my basic movement. And in Kuda, you bring this hand to the chest, and in Aikido, they don't bother with these details much. But the details are really important. So I'm here. As this hand moves first, and you can see when it moves, it starts turning my body, and I step with that turn. The hand pulls my body. I cannot step first. I cannot step off to the side. If you step off to the side, the hand definitely has to move first, and then you step. That's very hard to get your body to do. You have this knife coming at you. You're scared. You're scared even in practice. You're instinctively scared. And you're not going to stand there. It's just really hard to get yourself to do. So, you're here. This comes forward. And this comes forward in your position for your throw. You go ahead and pendulum then and step in to the throw. So, that would be like this. Now, one other point, and we'll do it with Richard, and that is, this is not exactly a Kuda punch. A Kuda punch would come in straight. This is going to be a circular punch coming to the side of the head. It still comes straight at the eye, but it hits, when it hits, your elbow turns up so that it turns his face away from you. This is really important. If your hand is hit straight, you end up pushing your partner away from you, and you can't get behind him. And if he's falling away from you and your punch didn't take him out, he's going to be cutting you to pieces. So, this is a basic exercise, and it's important to practice this till you're good at it. Now, when we practice these techniques, we are always striking at our partner's eyes. Now, we don't really hit our partners. We push, but you're coming at your partner's eye. We don't want an accident. We don't want a finger stuck in somebody's eye. We don't want, this is just unacceptable. So you have to wear eye protection, either these kind of eye protection, this is a handball or racquetball goggles, or a regular sparring helmet or something, but you have to protect your eyes. So, on this, Now this, what we're doing is a basic coup de drill, other hand. And so he's going to hold this very close to me. And this is like a situation where somebody comes up and pokes a knife or a gun at you and says, give me your money. So they're close to you. And the basic coup de deal on this is to step in and hit you in the face. Now, we're going to do that basic idea, but a little different. We're going to add a throw to it. And we're going to add this leading. See, in the coup de, they're starting from down here. They're not trying to do visual control or anything. But with us, we do a lot of stabbing at each other. And we get where we're sneaky and mean, and we're pretty good at it. So you've got to do a little more than that not to get stabbed. So when I come here, my hand moves first, like I said. I let it pull my body. And see, I've turned his head away. This hand is coming here. It'll naturally come toward his groin. You need this arm down and straight because not only is it coming in for the throw, but it's protecting you from this knife. And if you guys are going to do your partners well, when you thrust at them with a knife or cut at them, no matter what you do, you come back and cut at them as you come back so that they have to learn to defend themselves. That's what a good knife fighter is going to do. That's what Aikido exercises are designed for your partner to do. They are designed, assuming he's going to come back and try to gut you. So, but that's real life too. And particularly if you're fighting somebody that knows how to use a knife, you fight some of these guys that are really trained, that's what they do. So he comes in, I'm going to show you the kokyunagi. You could use a lot of different throws, but I'll show you the kokyunagi. So I'm coming here, and so to get that deep, what I do is I take my basic step and then I pendulum to get in there deep enough for the throw. If he was cutting yokomen, which is not this exercise, but if he was cutting with that, I would step in here and then step this way. And when you do that, by the way, you have to, if you hit with your hand out like this, it keeps you from getting in close enough. And if you're not really hitting your partner, then he starts stabbing away at you. I know we're obnoxious, but that's what we do. So you have to get in here deep like you practice in Aikido. You can either do it here. We like to do it here and practice hitting with the forearm. But either way, you've got to get in deep. You cannot stand out here. Okay, showing you that from the front. Let's do it the other hand. So if I show that, if I'm going, I can do this front or back. It doesn't matter. And it's the same thing. And I'm turning his head away. Now, I could either catch and pull him this way for a throw, or I can push here, and if he's falling that way, then I can come in here for a tenchinagi type throw. So that's, it's really important here that when I come in here, that I don't just hit straight. Now, young guys who are good say, I don't care. When I hit him, he's flying across the room and I don't ever miss. And I say, okay. But in practice, I want it to work. And these sneaky guys I practice with, if I'm still standing here and I'm blocking this, they'll grab it with the other hand and start stabbing with, and they do that really fast. So you can't stay out here.